prices, we got a lot further to go.
Mike, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Back to his question, Bill's question. How do we, this year, make sure that when we get to the budget, 25th, I believe, is our first meeting this week. So how do we know that we don't have another $3.4 million deficit that's going to jump up 6 months down the road by us this year like it did for 2013?
Okay, well, let me just, I am scared to death. I've been looking at this.
Is this the last of the stuff that's going to show up unexpectedly, supposedly, or that was not in the budget?
If you went through my process, none of this was unexpected. The red flags were there the entire time.
Would this not be a function of an auditor that we pay, outside auditor to come in and look at the books and say, well, look at here, you have a $3.4 million negative here that you need to deal with September 30th instead of worried about it 6 months down the road?
I do not know the county's relationship with their external auditor. You know, the auditor does, I mean, it was not a qualified opinion last year. It may be this year, I do not know. And then this happened at Texarkana College too. The audit shows up 6 or 7 months later. You know, so it's hard, you know, to use. You have to kind of know where your money is. And it doesn't look to me like that's there. And then when the audit does come in, you know, if you didn't know, now you do.
What do you do?
So this one came in and showed, you know, no cash.
Should have been a red flag meeting.
I mean, we went through 40 red flags, to me.
So are you saying that and I don't want to disparage anyone, but are you saying that the outside auditor should have been able to look deeper when he saw these red flags?
The red flags that I said were in the budgeting. I mean, what the auditor has shown is all these numbers are in the right place. Okay. And all the numbers are in the right place.
But we still received from our auditor the fact that all the way to June of 2013, we were $3.5 million negative.
I mean, we have not looked at all that. My remembrance from the newspaper last year is the treasurer was raising her hand saying all these CDs are getting cashed in, we're running out of money. Pat McCoy was saying we are running out of money.
Yes.
And I believe it so much, I'm going to sell my graders so that we can make payroll at year end.
And it still was $3.5 million.
The $3.5 million, it was the, what did you, anticipated cash receipt. I mean, it's a report the computers spits out. Is that right, Mr. Ty?
The cash positions that we're talking about?
But well, he's talking about the cash flow thing that showed
Right,
the
yeah.
negative money. I mean, the cash ended up at 0 at year end. That was what our first report was on. I mean, and we're getting pretty esoteric now, but there was an overdraft in the general fund operating, and other funds kind of covered that overdraft. And then a few months later, within a few weeks later, it got fixed. You know, the cash flow crisis happened last year, and it still happened. It hasn't stopped happening. We keep spending more than the budget. We keep having a bad budget. You know, it's a disaster. I mean, it's a disaster. And when you look at the fund balance going down, that's your other clue. From $6 million or whatever it was down, down.